Hi everyone, this is Stacy coming to you live on this Sunday evening. Hope you are doing well. This is my third live series or live video in the series I'm doing on storytelling as part of my Life Untapped storytelling series. And the first night I talked to you about what it means to be uncomfortable, and I challenged you to get uncomfortable, do something that you have dreamed about doing or that you want to focus on doing, and don't worry about being uncomfortable. Let me get this little thing out of my screen here. Don't worry about being uncomfortable. And then in my second video in this series, I talked about the power of creating your own personal mission statement. And what does it mean to have a mission statement for yourself, just as your company or organization might have a mission statement? What does it mean if you have a mission statement for yourself? So tonight, I actually wanted to talk to you about the power of trusting yourself. Now, as you see, I'm a little bit glammed up. I actually have just left a social gathering at the home of one of my writer friends, and so that means that I was in the community of a circle of beautiful writers. So hi to Bonnie, who hosted the event this evening. I was there with my writer friend Robin, with Otisa, with a filmmaker who's going to be in our Richmond area this week, and she has a screening at the Bird Theater next week. Tamika Lamison, check her out. She's got a screening coming up with the Virginia Film Festival, International Film Festival. And also there was a young woman who actually is a chef, Chef Kiva, and so I had a very interesting conversation with her and with the other writers in the room about what it means to be an authentic writer, and what it means to be authentic in every area of your life. Hi, Mary. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Hi, Tara. Good to see you there. And so on the terms of what we were talking about in our writer circle tonight, we were just talking about what does it mean to be vulnerable as a writer? What does it mean to be vulnerable in every area of your life, to share who you are, to share your heart, to not just be Facebook fabulous? You know, as I said, I'm looking a little fabulous tonight just because I was at a special event. But what does it mean to sort of take off your mask, to share who you are, to share your hurts, to share your fears, to share your goals, your dreams, your mistakes, the things that you are maybe unsure about but you're pushing through, and to be authentic with those who are in your circle and maybe those who are watching you from afar. So that's what I thought I would challenge you to do tonight. If you are a writer, what are some of the things you can do in your nonfiction writing or even in your fiction to show authenticity? Hi, Cassandra. To show people who your characters are when they take off their mask. I know I've tried to do that in my novels, Lead Me Home, for example. In that novel, Shiloh, the main character, she's the perfect wife and mother of four, but she's got these secrets from her past that are really causing her a lot of anxiety. And when she finally reveals those secrets and reveals the truths, rather, it does cause some issues, and it makes her teenage sons wonder, who is she really, and can they really trust her? But in being authentic, you actually learn to trust yourself. So think about that. If you're writing fiction or nonfiction, how do you show that authenticity? How do you take your mask off? How do you allow the readers to see who you are? Because the more authentic you are and the more you trust your story and you trust your words, the more the readers can relate to that and then see themselves or see their own pain or their own hopes or fears reflected, and it really helps your readers grow. I know a time that I did that probably in a really vulnerable place would have been December 2015 after one of my older sisters had passed away, and I wrote this very vulnerable Facebook post about what it means to journey through grief and how I felt like in our nation, as a society, we're afraid of death, we're afraid of talking about death, we're afraid of talking about grief. We're afraid to look at that as people are going through that. We don't know what to say, so we sometimes don't say anything, or we just shy away from the whole pain around grief and death and dying. And how can we as a society embrace people as they're walking through that process? And how can we own our own grief, whether it's through the death of a loved one, or in my case, I've been through a divorce, whether it's through the death of a relationship, whatever that is, how can you own that and walk through it? So even if you are not a writer, if you're taking this journey with me as just someone who wants to learn more about journaling, and also in your journal, sit with yourself and ask yourself, what are the areas that I have the most fear in? What are the areas that I am most excited about? What are the areas that I'm willing to grow in, maybe over the next 30 days, over the next 60 days, over the next year? Those are the areas you should maybe write out. Let's write out whatever comes to you. Don't think about it a lot. Don't take a lot of time to process it. Just write what comes to you first. And then sit with those answers that come to you. And once you sit with that, think about it, pray over it, meditate over it, whatever your practice is, and ask yourself, what are my next steps? What are my next steps to overcome the fear? What are my next steps to actually begin to achieve this goal? And ultimately, what are my steps to trusting myself more? So although this video is about being more authentic, it's building again on my previous video about writing your personal mission statement, and on the video before that about getting uncomfortable to pursue your dreams. Ultimately, what I want to encourage you to do is to learn to trust yourself. And that's where we landed in our conversation tonight at the event that I was attending with my writer friends. We talked about the power and the importance of learning to trust yourself, to sit with yourself, to get quiet enough to hear what your inner voice is speaking to you, to hear what your heart is saying, and to kind of shut out all of the noise, all of the naysayers, all of the doubts and fears that tend to fill our minds, kind of push those things away. And to say, if I could not fail, if I knew I wouldn't fail, what would I do? What did I want to do when I was in third grade? What are the things that I secretly long to do, be? Where do I want to go? What are those things I want to accomplish, or this is holding me back, or because of that? There's the but, there's the if, there's the because. What if those things went away? How would I trust myself, and what would I do? So that's really my challenge to you tonight. Sit down, if you're a journaler, write out those things in your journal. If you are a novelist or a nonfiction writer, think about a character that you can share this truth through, or share the journey of trusting yourself. Or if you write nonfiction, maybe you blog. How can you blog about a personal journey of yours to trusting yourself more, to being more vulnerable, to showing yourself authentically to the world? Because as you do more of that, you truly are trusting that your authentic self is enough. When you can truly take off the mask, just be who you are, flaws and all, that's showing a level of trust to yourself, and also a level of respect to yourself. So this week, trust yourself, challenge yourself, respect yourself, and ultimately love yourself. The more you do that, the more you'll be able to love others. Hopefully these words have mattered to you, and hopefully your words that you share this week will matter with others. Wish you well, and thanks again for watching.